Practice is one of the most important forces behind every real success. But many people misunderstand practice. They think practice should always feel exciting. They think practice should give quick results. They think if they are talented, they do not need to practice much. They think if they make mistakes, maybe they are not good enough. But real life does not work like that. Practice is not always beautiful. Practice is not always easy. Practice is not always fast. Practice is often quiet. It is repeated. It is uncomfortable. It happens when nobody is watching. It happens before the result becomes visible. And that is why practice is powerful. Because practice does not only improve your skill. Practice improves your mind. It builds patience. It builds discipline. It builds confidence. It builds courage. It builds self-trust. It teaches you to continue even when things are not easy. Many people want to become successful, but they do not want the daily practice behind success. They want confidence, but they avoid the uncomfortable work that builds confidence. They want talent, but they forget that talent becomes useless without training. They want a better future, but they do not practice better habits today. The truth is simple. Your future is shaped by what you practice every day. If you practice excuses, excuses become your nature. If you practice fear, fear becomes your habit. If you practice delay, delay becomes your lifestyle. But if you practice discipline, discipline becomes your strength. If you practice courage, courage becomes your identity. If you practice improvement, improvement becomes your direction. So today, we are not only talking about practice as an action. We are talking about practice as a way of becoming. Because what you practice again and again slowly becomes part of who you are. Watch till the end and discover why you become what you practice. And while watching this video, you can also practice your English with me. Listen carefully, repeat useful sentences, and learn powerful words like practice, discipline, patience, confidence, courage, progress, and success. If you enjoy simple and meaningful English lessons like this, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and let's begin. Lesson 1. Practice is boring before it becomes powerful. This is where many people quit. In the beginning, they feel excited. They feel motivated. They imagine the result. They imagine success. They imagine people appreciating them. But after some time, practice starts feeling boring. The same routine, the same effort, the same correction, the same repetition, the same slow progress. And then the mind says, this is not exciting anymore. Maybe I should stop. Maybe this is not working. But this is the exact moment where real growth begins. Because practice is not meant to entertain you. Practice is meant to train you. Entertainment gives quick pleasure. Practice gives long-term power. Entertainment makes you feel good for a short time. Practice makes you better for life. The boring part is not useless. The boring part is where your patience becomes stronger. The boring part is where your focus becomes deeper. The boring part is where your character is tested. Most people want the result, but they do not want the boring repetition that creates the result. But every great skill has a boring beginning. Example. Think about a person learning to play the guitar. In the beginning, it does not sound beautiful. The fingers hurt. The sound is rough. The same chord must be practiced again and again. It feels slow. It feels boring. But after weeks and months of practice, the same fingers that once struggled begin to create music. That is the power of boring practice. It slowly changes weakness into ability. So do not hate the boring stage. Respect it. Because the boring stage is where ordinary people quit and serious people continue. Lesson 2. Practice beats talent. When talent stops working. Talent is real. Some people learn faster. Some people understand quickly. Some people have natural ability. Some people look gifted from the beginning. But talent alone is not enough. Talent can give you a good start. But practice decides how far you go. A talented person may look impressive in the beginning. But if that person stops practicing, the talent becomes weak. On the other side, a normal person who practices daily can become stronger, sharper, and more skilled over time. This is one of the most honest truths of life. Talent may open the first door, but practice keeps you moving forward. Many talented people fail because they trust their talent too much. They become comfortable. They stop learning. They stop improving. They think natural ability will always save them. But life does not reward talent alone. Life rewards effort, consistency, discipline, and growth. Practice is what takes raw talent and turns it into real mastery. Without practice, talent stays incomplete. Imagine two runners. One runner is naturally fast, but he does not train seriously. The other runner is average, but he trains every day. He improves his breathing. He improves his stamina. He improves his speed. He improves his discipline. At first, the talented runner may win, but after months of training, the disciplined runner becomes stronger. Why? Because talent started the race, but practice continued the race. This is why you should never feel hopeless because someone looks more talented than you. Maybe they started faster, but you can still grow deeper. You can still become better. You can still improve through practice. Talent is a gift, but practice is a choice. And a choice repeated every day can become more powerful than a gift ignored every day. Lesson 3. Practice makes fear smaller. The third truth is this. Practice makes fear smaller. Fear is strongest when something is unfamiliar. When you do something for the first time, your mind feels pressure. You overthink. You feel nervous. You imagine failure. You imagine judgment. You imagine embarrassment. But when you practice the same thing again and again, your mind becomes familiar with it. And when something becomes familiar, it becomes less scary. Practice does not always remove fear completely, but practice reduces the power of fear. At first, fear feels bigger than you, but after practice, you become bigger than the fear. This is very important. Many people wait for fear to disappear before they start, but usually, fear disappears after you start practicing. You do not become brave by avoiding fear. You become brave by meeting fear again and again until it becomes smaller. Avoidance makes fear grow. Practice makes fear shrink. Every time you practice something difficult, your mind receives proof. Proof that you can try. Proof that you can survive discomfort. Proof that mistakes will not destroy you. Proof that fear is not always danger. Sometimes fear is just a sign that you are entering a new level. Example. Think about a person who is afraid of public speaking. The first time they stand in front of people, their voice may shake. Their hands may feel cold. Their mind may go blank. But if they practice again and again, slowly the stage becomes familiar. The audience becomes familiar. The pressure becomes familiar. The fear may still be there, but it no longer controls them. That is what practice does. It takes something scary and slowly makes it normal. So if something matters to you, Do not run from it. Practice it. Slowly, patiently, honestly. Fear becomes smaller when you stop avoiding the thing that scares you. And one day, the thing that once made you nervous may become the thing that makes you strong. Lesson 4. Practice builds real confidence. Many people misunderstand confidence. They think confidence means feeling strong before starting. They think confidence means having no fear. They think confidence means believing in yourself all the time. But real confidence is not like that. Real confidence is built through proof, and proof comes from practice. When you practice again and again, your mind slowly starts trusting you. It says, I have done this before. I can try again. I know how to improve. I may not be perfect, but I am not helpless. That is real confidence. Confidence does not grow from imagination. It grows from experience. You can tell yourself, I am confident. But if you never practice, your mind may not believe you. But when you practice daily, even in small ways, your mind gets evidence. Every practice session becomes proof that you are serious. Every correction becomes proof that you are improving. Every repeated effort becomes proof that you are becoming stronger. This is why practice is powerful. It does not only make you better at something, it changes how you see yourself. A person who never practices often feels unsure. But a person who practices knows, I may struggle, but I can continue. That is confidence. Not loud confidence, not fake confidence, not showing off, but quiet inner confidence. The kind of confidence that says, I trust myself because I have prepared. Imagine a person preparing for a speech. If they do not practice, they may feel nervous and lost. But if they practice the speech many times, slowly their fear becomes smaller. They remember the words better. Their voice becomes steadier. Their body feels calmer. Even if they are still nervous, they know, I have prepared. I can do this. That is practice creating confidence. So do not wait for confidence before practice. Practice first. Confidence will follow. Lesson 5. Mistakes are not failure. They are feedback. The fifth truth is this. Mistakes are not failure. Mistakes are feedback. This is one of the most important things to understand about practice. Because many people stop when they make mistakes. They feel embarrassed. They feel disappointed. They think, I am not good enough. I cannot do this. This is not for me. But a mistake does not mean you should stop. A mistake means you have found something that needs improvement. That is all. Mistakes are not enemies. Mistakes are teachers. They show you where your method is weak. They show you where your focus is missing. They show you what needs more attention. They show you the next step. Without mistakes, practice has no direction. If everything looks perfect, you do not know what to improve. But when a mistake appears, it gives you information. It says, look here. Fix this. Try again. Change the method. Pay attention. This is why mature people do not fear mistakes. They study mistakes. They learn from them. They use them. The real problem is not making mistakes. The real problem is making the same mistake again and again without learning. A person who learns from mistakes becomes wiser. A person who hides from mistakes stays stuck. Imagine a chef learning a new recipe. The first time, the food may be too salty. That is a mistake. But it is also feedback. Now the chef knows. Next time, I need less salt. The mistake improved the next attempt. That is how practice works. Every mistake can make the next version better if you are willing to learn. So when you make a mistake, Do not insult yourself. Do not quit immediately. Do not make the mistake your identity. Say, this is feedback. This is showing me what to improve. I can correct this. I can try again. That mindset is powerful because the person who is not afraid of mistakes becomes free to practice more, and the person who practices more becomes better. Lesson 6. Repetition makes skills natural. At first, every new skill feels difficult. Your mind has to think about every small step. Your body feels uncomfortable. Your timing is not smooth. Your confidence is not strong. Everything feels slow. But after repetition, something changes. The same action starts becoming easier. The same movement becomes smoother. The same task feels lighter. The same skill starts becoming natural. This happens because repetition trains your brain and body. Your brain learns the pattern. Your body remembers the movement. Your mind becomes familiar with the process. And slowly, what once felt difficult becomes normal. This is why repetition is not a waste of time. Repetition is how your system learns. Many people want quick mastery. They want to become good without repeating the basics. But there is no deep skill without repetition. The basics must be repeated. The small movements must be repeated. The correct method must be repeated. The effort must be repeated. At first, repetition feels ordinary, but later, repetition creates automatic ability. Think about driving. In the beginning, a new driver thinks about everything. The steering, the brake, the mirror, the road, the speed, the signals. It feels stressful. But after enough practice, driving becomes natural. The driver does not think about every small action. The body and mind work together automatically. That is the power of repetition. It turns conscious effort into natural ability. This is true for almost everything: speaking, writing, dancing, playing music, studying, working, creating, training, building habits. Whatever you repeat correctly, you slowly become better at it. But remember one important thing. Repetition must be connected with attention. If you repeat the wrong thing carelessly, you may strengthen the wrong habit. But if you repeat with awareness, correction, and patience, repetition becomes powerful. So do not disrespect repetition. Do not feel bored by the basics. Do not keep chasing only new things. Sometimes the thing that will make you great is the simple thing you are willing to repeat longer than others. Because skill does not become natural by one big effort. Skill becomes natural by repeated effort. Again and again, day after day, until your practice becomes part of you. Lesson 7. Small daily practice is better than big rare practice. Many people wait for a perfect day to practice. They wait for free time. They wait for motivation. They wait for the right mood. They wait for a big plan. Then one day they practice for many hours. They feel proud. But after that, they stop for many days. This kind of practice does not build strong progress. Because real improvement needs regular contact. Your mind needs to meet the skill again and again. Your body needs to repeat the action again and again. Your confidence needs small proof again and again. This is why daily practice is powerful. A small action done every day keeps your dream alive. It keeps your focus connected. It keeps your mind trained. It keeps your progress moving. Big rare practice may feel impressive, but small daily practice builds identity. Imagine someone watering a plant. If they pour too much water one day and then forget the plant for 10 days, the plant may not grow well. But if they water it a little every day, the plant becomes healthy. Your skill is also like that plant. It does not need one emotional day. It needs daily care. So do not disrespect small practice. 10 minutes daily can change you. 1 page daily can change you. 1 correction daily can change you. 1 brave action daily can change you. The goal is not to do everything today. The goal is to do something today, and then repeat it tomorrow. That is how slow practice becomes strong progress. Lesson 8. Practice teaches patience. This is very important because we live in a world that wants quick results. People want fast success, fast confidence, fast money, fast body transformation, fast skill, fast growth. But real growth is rarely fast. Real growth takes time, and practice teaches you to respect time. When you practice something seriously, you learn that results do not always appear immediately. Sometimes you work hard, but the result is still small. Sometimes you improve, but you do not notice it. Sometimes you feel like nothing is changing. But deep inside, something is being built. Your focus is being trained. Your discipline is becoming stronger. Your weakness is slowly reducing. Your mind is learning the process. Your character is becoming more stable. Practice teaches you not to panic when progress is slow. It teaches you to trust quiet growth. Think about a bamboo tree. For a long time, it grows underground before it becomes visible above the soil. From outside, it may look like nothing is happening. But inside, roots are growing deeper. Practice is also like that. Sometimes the result is not visible because your foundation is being built. That is why patience matters. If you quit too early, you may leave before your growth becomes visible. Many people stop not because they cannot succeed, but because they cannot wait. They do not give their practice enough time to work. So be patient. Not lazy, not passive. Patient. Keep practicing. Keep correcting. Keep improving. Keep showing up. Because slow progress is still progress. And the person who can stay patient with practice becomes stronger than the person who only follows quick motivation. Lesson 9. Practice changes your identity. This is one of the deepest powers of practice. Practice does not only change what you can do. Practice changes who you believe you are. When you practice something again and again, your mind starts seeing you differently. You stop saying, "I am someone who only dreams," and you start saying, "I am someone who works." You stop saying, "I always quit," and you start saying, "I am learning to continue." You stop saying, "I cannot change," and you start saying, "I am becoming better." This is identity change. Identity means the way you see yourself. And the way you see yourself affects the way you live. If you see yourself as lazy, you will act lazy. If you see yourself as weak, you will avoid challenges. If you see yourself as someone who practices, you will keep showing up. Practice gives proof to your new identity. Every time you practice, you are telling yourself, "This is who I am becoming." Example. Imagine someone who starts waking up early every day. At first, it is difficult, but after many days, they no longer see it as only one habit. They start thinking, "I am a disciplined person." That thought changes their identity. And when identity changes, behavior becomes easier to continue. This is why practice is not small. Every repetition is shaping your future self. Every honest effort is building self-respect. Every time you continue, you become more trustworthy to yourself. And self-trust is powerful. Because when you trust yourself, you do not need motivation every day. You know, I may be slow, but I will continue. I may struggle, but I will not abandon myself. I may fail, but I will return to practice. That is real strength. Practice slowly changes your sentence from, I want to become, to, I am becoming. And that change can transform your life. Lesson 10. Practice is how dreams become real. Dreams are beautiful. Dreams give hope. Dreams give direction. Dreams make life feel meaningful. But dreams alone are not enough. A dream without practice stays in your imagination. A dream with practice starts becoming real. This is the honest truth. Many people love their dreams, but they do not respect the process. They love the idea of success, but they avoid the daily work. They love the result, but they avoid repetition. They love the destination, but they do not want to walk the road. But every dream asks for practice. If you want a strong body, your dream asks for training. If you want a peaceful mind, your dream asks for self-control. If you want a better career, your dream asks for skill. If you want a better life, your dream asks for better habits. Practice is the bridge between your dream and your reality. Imagine a person who dreams of writing a book. The dream feels exciting. They imagine the cover. They imagine people reading it. They imagine success. But the book will not appear because of imagination. It will appear through daily writing. One page, one paragraph, one correction, one chapter, again and again. That is how the dream becomes real. The same is true for every dream. You must bring it into your daily life. You must give it time. You must give it effort. You must give it patience. You must give it practice. A dream says, I want this. Practice says, I am serious about this. A dream shows desire. Practice shows commitment. So do not only protect your dream in your mind, build it with your actions. Even if you start small, start. Even if progress is slow, continue. Even if nobody notices, practice. Because one day your quiet practice can become the visible result people admire. My friends, the power of practice is the power of becoming. Practice is not always exciting. Practice is not always easy. Practice is not always fast. But practice is honest. It shows you what you truly want. It shows you how patient you are. It shows you how serious you are about your own life. Practice builds skill. Practice builds confidence. Practice builds patience. Practice builds discipline. Practice builds identity. Practice turns weak beginnings into strong results. So do not wait for perfect motivation. Do not wait for perfect talent. Do not wait for perfect confidence. Do not wait for the perfect time. Start with what you have. Start where you are. Start small. Start honestly. Practice when nobody is watching. Practice when progress feels slow. Practice when the beginning looks ugly. Practice when fear is still there. Practice when the result is not visible yet. Because every practice session is not only an action, it is a message to your future. It says, I am trying. I am growing. I am not giving up. I am becoming better. Lesson 11. Practice reveals how serious you really are. Many people say they want something. They say they want success. They say they want confidence. They say they want a better life. They say they want to build a dream. But words are easy. Practice is where the truth appears. Because practice asks for time. Practice asks for effort. Practice asks for patience. Practice asks for consistency. Practice asks you to show up even when nobody is praising you. That is why practice is honest. It shows the difference between a wish and a commitment. A wish says, I want this. But practice says, I am willing to work for this. Imagine someone says they want to become a great singer. They talk about it every day. They imagine the stage. They imagine fame. They imagine people clapping. But when it is time to practice voice exercises, they avoid it. They do not train. They do not repeat. They do not improve. That dream may be beautiful, but it is not serious yet. Now imagine another person. They may not talk much. They may not show off. But every day they practice their voice quietly. They correct mistakes. They learn. They repeat. They improve. That person is serious, not because they speak loudly about the dream, but because they practice for it. This is very important. Your practice shows your real priority. If something truly matters to you, you will slowly make space for it. Maybe not perfectly, maybe not for hours, but you will give it honest time. So ask yourself, what do I keep saying I want? And then ask, am I practicing for it? This question is not to hurt you. It is to wake you up, because the dream you never practice for may remain only a dream. But the dream you practice for becomes a real path. Lesson 12. Practice makes you respect the process. Many people only respect results. They respect the award. They respect the money. They respect the body. They respect the confidence. They respect the success. But they do not respect the long process behind it. They do not respect the small steps, the failed attempts, the corrections, the boring days, the quiet effort, the invisible growth. But practice teaches you that every result has a process. Nothing strong is built without time. Nothing deep is built without repetition. Nothing meaningful is built without patience. Practice changes the way you see success. You stop thinking, why is this taking so long? And you start thinking, this is building me. That is a powerful shift. Imagine a potter making a clay pot. At first, the clay has no shape. It looks messy. It looks ordinary. But the potter keeps shaping it slowly, pressing, turning, correcting, smoothing, again and again. The beautiful pot does not appear suddenly. It appears because the clay stayed in the process. Your life is also like that. Practice shapes you. Sometimes slowly, sometimes painfully, sometimes quietly, but it is shaping you. So do not hate the process. Do not rush the process. Do not compare your process with someone else's result. Respect your own journey. Respect your small progress. Respect the days when you still practiced even though nobody noticed. Because the process is not wasting your time. The process is preparing you. And one day, when the result finally comes, you will understand. The practice did not only give you success, it made you strong enough to handle it. My friends, practice is not a small thing. Practice is the hidden force behind every strong person, every great skill, and every meaningful success. The world usually sees the result, but the world does not see the lonely days, the repeated effort, the silent corrections, the boring practice, the fear you faced, the patience you kept, the mistakes you learned from, the moments when you wanted to stop but you still continued. That is where real greatness is built. Not in one lucky moment, not in one perfect day, not in one burst of motivation. Greatness is built in the quiet moments when you choose to practice again. So never think your small effort is useless. One small practice may look ordinary today, but repeated with discipline, it can change your whole life. One honest effort can become a habit. One habit can become strength. One strength can become identity. And one changed identity can create a completely new future. Remember this. Practice is not only about becoming better at something. Practice is about becoming better as a person. It teaches you patience when results are slow. It teaches you courage when fear is loud. It teaches you humility when mistakes appear. It teaches you discipline when motivation disappears. It teaches you self-respect because every time you practice, you are telling yourself, "My dream matters. My future matters. My life matters." So do not wait until you feel ready. Do not wait until fear disappears. Do not wait until life becomes easy. Start where you are. Start with what you have. Start small, but start honestly. Because the person you want to become is not created by wishing. That person is created by practice. Again and again. Day after day. Step by step. And one day, you will look back and realize something powerful. The practice you once found boring became your strength. The mistakes you once feared became your teachers. The struggle you once hated became your training. And the small steps you once ignored became the road that changed your life. So keep practicing. Practice when nobody is watching. Practice when nobody is clapping. Practice when progress is slow. Practice when your dream feels far away. Because every time you practice, you are not just repeating an action. You are building a future. You are building confidence. You are building character. You are building yourself. And the most powerful truth is this: you do not become what you wish for. You become what you practice. So choose your practice carefully. Practice courage. Practice discipline. Practice patience. Practice improvement. Practice showing up. Practice becoming the person your future self will be proud of. Because your dream is waiting on the other side of your daily practice. And every honest effort brings you one step closer.